babies, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Riahjay, and I'm back with another video. Today is Friday, my babies. It just turned Friday afternoon, and I hope all is well with you all is well with me. I hope we all are continuing to stay about happiness, peace, and love, and I hope we all are continuing to stay I hope we all are continuing to stay determined, motivated, and focused. And I hope we all are continuing to walk in the alignment of stars that Allah has for us. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you all another story time video. I know I haven't posted in probably like, 2 days, because I've been kind of having like a roadblock. You know, when you're an artist and you're so real, raw, and authentic, and you really are a creator of all of your content and of your life. Sometimes you're gonna hit a roadblock and you're not gonna know what to do next. What should I put out next? Should I do this? Should I do that? And you're literally going to be all over the place. But I gathered some peace and I centered myself by staying still for these past few days, and I realized I'm gonna give you all another story time. And after this content video, y'all know that the No Dairy April episode 3 is coming. So yeah, I'm gonna give you all this story time. Okay, so let's begin. So literally, I think I was like 20 years old, and I was in my second facility of the 3 shelters that I've been in my life. And this facility, y'all know I talk about, basically I talk about everything here on my channel. So y'all should know this is the facility where it was the women's facility, woman and child. And, I was there. And I wasn't, remember when I told y'all that, when I first moved to the facility from the first facility with my ex who put his hands on me and then I had the abortion. Y'all know that this facility for me was a brand new start, and y'all also know that I was celibate. I wasn't dating any men. I wasn't having sexual intercourse with any men. I literally was celibate and focused on, my chapter of my life of where I was at the time, which was trying to get my apartment. But I'm not going to say I didn't hang out with guys, and I didn't get taken on dates and pampered and catered to, as the woman, as a woman should, and as the woman and queen that I am. Yes, I would go on dates and stuff, but I was not sleeping with these guys. I wasn't interested in that, So this particular guy, I actually met him through like an associate. I was going to my back to work program, and I met this girl at the program, and she was cool and everything, and we became cool. We wasn't friends, but we became associates. And I remember one day after the program, she was walking home. She lived in Harlem, and y'all know I was all the way in Midtown, so she was like, oh, you smoke, whatever. So obviously if you smoke, because I'm literally from the smoke life, the get high life, I know how it is. You meet somebody that smokes, y'all just end up smoking together, and y'all you may have became my new smoke buddy. You may have just became my new friend, through marijuana. So basically that was my homegirl. So she took me to her house, and she was living there with her boyfriend and and his friend at the time. So I remember we pulled up or whatever, and we all ciphering or whatever, and then she basically tried to hook me up with her brother's friend. Her boyfriend's friend. And he was cool and everything. I wasn't really attracted to him like that, but he was really nice. He was a up-and-comer rapper. He was shorter than me, so I don't judge in it or anything like that. Like, you could be shorter than me, taller than me, fatter than me, smarter than me, richer than me. None of that matters to me. If I feel that your energy is good and you're a nice, kind person, then I will, basically catch a vibe with you and see what the vibe is gonna be and see where it's gonna go. So that's what happened with me and him. And we basically hit it off, and he wanted to get to know me and spend more time with me and stuff. So literally I think like he fell in love with me. Well, I'm gonna do this. He fell in love with me, quote unquote, from the time that he met me. You know, we started hanging out a lot. He was taking me to get food. He was picking me and the baby up from the shelter to go take us to his hood in Harlem. And we was hanging out. He took me by his barbershop. He was introducing me to all his friends and shit, his neighborhood, the corner store. I mean, he was boasting me around, and I was so socially awkward because I don't like that. Like, I don't like you to boast me all around because, you know, you think I'm so pretty, I'm bad, or whatever the fuck you know you think I am, when you haven't even gotten to know me inside my heart, you know. So because he was doing all of this, I was convinced that he was really into me, right? So one day we was chilling at it wasn't even his house. He was living in a living room of his friend's house, you know. And so, you know, his friend and my homegirl, whatever, my associate, they was in the room, and then there was like a living room part where there was a sliding door that separated the room and the living room part, which was, you know, both of their separate areas, so you can close the door and have your privacy or whatever. But you know, so I remember the door was closed one day, and we was just chilling, and literally, you know, Wookie's walking around his area or whatever, and, you know, getting into shit, and I'm like, you know, trying to entertain her. Some cartoons is on, we really chilling. And like I said, because he convinced me that he was so into me, I was like, you know what, let me open myself up to him, and that's really gonna show me, you know, how he really feels, and if he's really down to ride with me, you know, and if he's really feeling me and shit. So, you know, this particular day, I decided to open myself up and make myself vulnerable. And, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, I want to talk to you or whatever. You know, I see that you're really feeling me, and, you know, this can potentially go somewhere. So before it goes anywhere, I just want to be honest with you and let you know, really who I am, and let's just see really what it is. So I started telling him, you know, my story of when I was 14, how I got diagnosed with genital herpes. And then I started telling him, you know, when I was 18, I got diagnosed with HPV, and I really opened myself up, my babies. I really made myself so vulnerable to this dude. And literally, when I finished telling him, he was like, oh, that's nice, that's cool. He was like, but you gotta go. You gotta go, because I'm not into that, you know, and I'm not feeling that. Like, you know, everything was cool and everything until you told me that. And he basically was telling me, in other words, like reading through the lines, he was basically telling me like I didn't have to tell him that. And it really hurt me so bad. But he put me out of his house. It wasn't even his house, but he put me out of his area. And, you know, I got my baby and got my shit, and he walked me to the train, swiped me on the train, and that was the end of that. But I remember feeling so hurt, my babies. I remember feeling like, damn, you done did all of this and claimed that you was feeling me, and, you know, you was into me, and I'm bad, and blah, 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 and we gonna do this, and blues they bloops, and you've been looking for a woman like me, and blah, 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 and, you know, accepting me with my kid and all. But as soon as I make myself vulnerable to you and tell you, and show you who I really am, and make myself vulnerable and really express and open myself up, you know, and hoping that you would have compassion and peace and love, and still keep that same energy that you had before you knew really who I am and what I deal with and everything. Basically, he was a fraudulenta, you know, he was a fraudulent, he was a fraud, and he was clearly just into me for my appearance and my looks and my ass and my face, and, you know, and we never did anything sexually, you know. Like I said, we was just dating and getting to know one another and vibing out and smoking or whatever the case is. And but yeah, he ended up not being the one. But I remember this particular day to a T, because I was, like I said, I was so hurt, my babies. I remember going home, you know, I was on the train, and I just couldn't stop thinking about, like, damn, you know. So I, you know, my aunt, she really, even though I don't talk to my family today, each and every one of my family members know that I had a special, that I had, and I still do. I have a special relationship with each and every one of them. And each of the relationships that I have with every one of my family members is special, and it's unique in its own little way. You know, so particularly my aunt, she literally has always been like my best friend. And, you know, I don't want to cry. I don't want to fucking cry. But, you know, I remember calling her, and I used to call her and talk to her about everything. Like, she was there for me through so much, you know, through everything. And you know, when it's good with me and her, it's good, like it's A1. But when it's bad, you know, and we don't speak and shit. And I have a reason why it's like that between me and her, because I'm a Libra and she's a Gemini, and we both have air. I'm an air sign, and she's an air sign as well. So we both have that air energy, you know, and we have basically kind of like the same qualities. So like I said, when it's good, it's good. It's bad, it's bad. But anyways, neither here or there. I remember calling her and I was hysterical. I got back to my shelter, and, you know, I set Wookie up with her TV and toys or whatever, snack, and I called her, and I just was hysterical. I broke down on the phone, and she was like, "Mom, what happened?" Because she knew that I was going, I told her, you know, like I was going on a date or whatever to hang out with my new friend or whatever, and I just was crying. And when I cry, I'm like a big baby. I'm weeping and everything, snot, ugly. I'm like red, you know, and I'm talking to her. She was like, "Ma, relax. What happened?" So she was like, "How was your date? Why you sound like that?" And I was like, "It went terrible." I was like, "It went terrible, Ma." I was like, you know, "Can you believe this motherfucker, blah, blah, blah." And, you know, she was like, "Stop crying, Ma. Wipe your face. Breathe. Relax." She was like, "That's okay. You told him your truth, and you was honest with him and made yourself, you know, open to express really who you are, and he wasn't the one. That's it. You know, he wasn't the one for you. He's not the one, because the one that's going to be for you is going to accept you and love you and not judge you, and they're still going to feel the same way that they did before you told them your truth. And, you know, just relax, you know, it's okay. You know, sometimes it's like that. And just hearing her speak those kind, sweet, caring words to me at the time, it really made me feel better, you know. And literally the next day, I forgot about that nigga. Like, I forgot about that nigga. And just to see where time has gone, I'm pretty sure, you know, clearly he ain't become the rapper that he thought he was gonna be at, you know, whatever age he was. Because, and I'm not a hater, you know, I'm just speaking, you know, he ain't where he thought he was gonna be, you know, selling mixtapes and, you know, I'm gonna be the next hottest rapper or whatever the fuck. Like, it didn't happen for you, kid. But I just wanted to share that story for someone who may be going through that or have gone through the same situation as me. When you literally open yourself, and you could be dealing with whatever. It doesn't have to be STDs. It can be mental illnesses, skin diseases like me. It can be alopecia, psoriasis, scoliosis. I mean, it can be anything that you are dealing with, my babies. But I want you to know, when you open yourself up and make yourself vulnerable, and you make yourself, you know, and you just become more realer and raw and authentic with someone who you may feel y'all are on the same levels, and y'all are feeling each other, and y'all are getting to know each other, because you can see that this person can potentially be the love of your life. I want you to know, if you get to that point where you open yourself up and you make yourself vulnerable, and these people judge you, they make you feel guilt, shameful, okay? They break your heart. They make you feel sad. You may feel like, damn, this shit is going to make me feel depressed. I want you to stop right there, my babies. I want you to know that it's okay. You are not going to be for everybody, and that is okay. But the people that you are going to be for are not going to judge you. They're going to continue to love you. They're going to continue to support you. They're going to continue to be there for you. They're going to continue to love you. They're going to continue to be kind, sweet, caring, and keep that same energy that they had when y'all first met. I want you to know that it's okay. We can't please everybody, my babies. But when we find the one, we will know, because they will not judge us. They will not want to leave us. They will not cause us any pain. They will not make us feel like we are aliens living on this earth because, you know, we ain't normal. What is normal? What is normal? You know, we are all dealing with some kind of struggle, and we are all perfectly flawed. Okay, so I just wanted to share that story with you all. I love you all so much, my babies. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.